All right, let's do this.
Salute.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Salud. Here's to 2025 NFL season.
Nice.
This is the Beers and BS podcast, sponsored by one of the locals, Under the Sun Inserts, Brewport Coffee House, and Brewport Cafe. And now here's your hosts, Adrian, Joe, and Mike.
Nice. Joey did read the show sheet. You ever see these guys?
No, man.
No?
They're on my list, though.
I heard they put on a great show. My brother-in-law, he's seen him and his wife. God, a lot of times.
Such a good band.
Yeah, I've never seen him either. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Beers and BS, the podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Adrian. To my right's Joey.
What up?
To his right's Mike D. Down in Tennessee is our producer Gabe. What's up, Gabe?
What's up?
What do we want to say to the audience, Mike? Like, subscribe. What is it?
Like, share, and subscribe.
There we go.
And we could be found on anywhere you find your podcast.
Yes, guys. We would appreciate you. We appreciate you guys listening, but we'd also appreciate if you subscribe. So
Yes.
hit that subscribe button.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Hit that subscribe button when you search for us. I forgot what we were going to say. Anyway, as always, we start the week off. God, I'm all over the place now. We start the show off telling the audience what we're drinking, and you know what? I'm going to kick that off today because everything else is different. Anyway, I'm going Modelo. Keeping it light tonight. Keeping it light. It's only like, I don't know, 5% maybe. Who knows? But can't go wrong with Modelo. Love Modelo.
You know what's annoying about that beer? The fucking foil.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a little
Yeah,
annoying.
I agree.
It
but
goes all the way to the top. It's in your mouth.
Yeah.
But when you pour it in a glass, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Joe, what do you got?
I got bringing back another one from Take Two Brewery in Bayshore, Long Island. Shout out Take Two. This one.
Shout out to your sister, dude.
And shout out to my sister. Yes.
She hooked it.
Doreen, thank you. This is a pint. This one. It's a little taller than the other ones, and it's called Next Ferry Over. It's very
Oh, that's cool.
very Long Island.
And you said that's in Bayshore, right?
Yep.
So that fits.
There's a picture of the Bayshore Ferry right on there.
It's an IPA too, huh?
It's an IPA.
Wow.
Little. It's made with passion fruit, pineapple,
Ooh.
coconut.
Wow.
Hold
It's
on.
delicious.
Yeah.
Huge.
Sounds good.
We're gonna have to trade.
Yeah, you can take that one right there, brother.
I went with the Sam Adams Cold Snap White Ale. I went to the fridge, had a couple of these left over.
Hey, it's that time of year, right?
Yeah.
We felt it today.
And listen, this holds true. It's a very nice, light, very drinkable beer.
That's the one that Vinny
Yeah.
got for you.
Yeah.
What did you feel today out there? Was it cold in the city?
Yeah, I actually put on an extra sweatshirt while I was working. I hit the corner of the building, and it was like the wind just picked up.
As soon as you turn, yeah.
Do you travel with like a bag of extra clothes? Or you have like a locker?
I always have like we have a gang box. I always have at least an extra sweatshirt in there. So
Yeah.
Have you ever like gone to a store, dude? It was like so cold, you just went to
oh
the store
hell
and
yeah,
get stuff?
like grab like a scarf and
Yeah.
a set of gloves. Yeah. It's desperation.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fucking 75 degrees 3 days ago.
I know. Crazy. What about you, Gabe? What do you have tonight?
So I still have some leftover Youngling Black and Tan, so I'm finishing these off from last
Nice.
week.
And did you like those? You said it was the first time you had them, right?
Yeah, it's really good. It's
Yeah, what's your
really
shirt say?
smooth,
I'm trying to read that.
habitual line stepper.
Line stepper.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a line from the Chappelle Show way back in the day when they were talking about it was Eddie Murphy's brother talking
Charlie?
about stories from back in the day when he was a
Charlie
security
fucking
guard.
Murphy.
Charlie Murphy, yeah. And he was talking about Rick James.
Oh yeah.
He said
Cocaine.
Rick James was a
That's
habitual
what-
line stepper. He habitually stepped over the line.
He's a habitual line stepper.
Dude, that show was so funny, man.
Oh, he is great, Dave Chappelle, man.
Yeah, he really is. That show was just, I felt so ahead of its time.
I told you
Oh,
one
he
time I
died,
went to
didn't he?
What'd you say?
Charlie Murphy, didn't he die?
yeah, he
Yeah,
did die.
he did.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He ran wild when he was young. Eddie used to always say his brother ran with gangs and shit like that. So you don't know the lifestyle that he led, you know.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. God bless him.
Yeah.
I was in a comedy club one night in the city, and just to see regular comedians, nobody, popular or anything like that. And we're sitting there, and maybe an hour had gone by, and they got on the stage and like, "Oh, we got a surprise for you." And fucking Dave Chappelle comes out.
Get out of
here. And they were like, his apartment was like right upstairs. And he was like, I just wanted to try something out on you guys,
That's so awesome.
Yeah. He sat there for like an hour fucking busting out.
Hour?
Yeah, busting out material. Yeah.
That's cool.
It was wild. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I've you hear that. Like, was it late night?
Yeah. It was like, Friday night or a Saturday night late, after 11, 12.
You hear that about these guys, right? Like they'll go like, whatever, the Comedy Cellar, 1:00 in the morning, something like that. And then just go down there and just jump on stage.
He said he was playing video games and shit. And, I had some shit written out and wanted to try it out and
That's
see how
pretty
it goes.
That's cool that he lived above that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, guys. Starting the show off with NFL Week 10. And I have it titled here Sunday, Bloody Sunday, because it was probably one of the worst weekends for the New York sports teams, New York football teams, besides the Buffalo Bills, but the New York Giants and New York Jets. I can't remember. I mean, I'll probably have to look back at it, but that was probably two of the most terrible games. I think, funny, I think the Jet game was even worse.
Oh, absolutely. We were competitive.
Yeah, I agree. We went to overtime.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
We were trying to win, unlike the Jets.
But I mean, so before we get to the Giants, I wanted to get you guys take real quick. All right. I mean, like I said, we said this a couple weeks ago that we think the Jets are worse off. I'd much rather be a Giant fan right now than a Jet fan.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're all in right now. Even making the trade, that the latest was making the trade for Devontae a few weeks ago. They got their Hall of Fame quarterback. Is this guy washed up? Just watching him now. We watched him
Daniel Jones?
Aaron Rodgers. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is he washed up?
He's seen better days, right?
I mean, he's got pieces around him, and it's just not working.
That's what I'm saying. It was always like, we were a receiver away, and then you see Mike Williams, right? They traded Mike Williams, and he gets the game-winning touchdown for Pittsburgh. Good for him. I'm saying, they got him everything he needs between last year and this year.
They fired the head coach. They did everything the guy asked for, and still no results. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if somebody asked me, I think he's washed up. I got to be honest. The way he's been playing, he makes some nice real.
I was just going to say, he's still throwing the ball nice.
Yeah, he does.
But he doesn't move out of the pocket. He's getting beat up, sacked, and
dude, taking beatings.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Can't defend himself out there anymore.
No.
Here's a hot take
Much like
for you.
Daniel Jones,
What'd you say, Kim?
Here's a hot take. He's playing cocky.
Cocky?
He's playing like he doesn't have to move out of the pocket. He's playing like other people are making all the mistakes. He's kind of playing like people should be reading his mind and wanting to know exactly where he wants them to go.
It's pointing a lot of fucking fingers, man. Throwing guys under the bus and stuff. I don't know. I mean, they got their asses whooped.
They did.
6 points. 6 points with all those weapons. You got a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Well,
How many points did they give up though, too?
he's like the Mickey Mantle, playing a couple of years too much. After he should have hung it up like a year or two ago.
That's what I mean. Is he washed up?
Yeah, let's be honest.
His time.
And I don't really believe in curses or anything like that, but the Jets have a curse, man.
Oh yeah,
It's bad.
The Yankees play that one. It's 2 strikes, right?
Yeah.
How optimistic though were all these Jet fans?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
even after he tore his Achilles,
but I'm saying,
they're like, this is our year,
especially this year.
Our defense, your defense is shit, garbage.
Yeah,
Sauce. What happened to Sauce?
He's garbage.
Dude, the guy can't tackle. He can't tackle for anything, man. I don't know. Like I said, I think I'd much rather be a Giant fan than a Jet fan these days, but it's not great being a Giant fan either. I mean, can we agree that they're officially, when you lose to the worst team in the NFL, that kind of makes you the worst team in the NFL, right? I mean, you're 2-8.
Yes.
And you're tied for the worst team. You're tied for the worst record in the league with Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. No, we're the worst team in the league.
At least can we say in the NFC?
But do you see the team giving up?
No, I don't.
Right.
I was excited for this fucking game. I'm like, Panthers, Germany, 9:30. I'm eating an egg sandwich watching the fucking Giants.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't horrific, but we lost the game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Some of Daniel Jones's decisions, though, man.
But
What the fuck?
I'm starting at the top. I'm starting with Joe Shane. Okay. This whole kicking situation. We can't kick a fucking field goal, Joe. Come on, man.
I know.
No, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
The fucking announcers.
But that was Gano. That was Gano missing.
Yeah, when Gano missed it, he goes, and Gano puts the no on. No, they said he put the no in Gano. Like they were busting on him.
Yeah, ridiculous. But it wasn't just Gano all season because Gano just came back.
No, I know. But I'm saying, but like, he was our starting. We started the season with him.
They paid him a lot of money.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So when he went down, when he went down, we brought in these other guys, these unknowns, and they were missing field goals. We're like, okay, because we don't have Gano.
But we say okay, but you know how many points we left on the board? How many games, we're close and we should have won.
Yeah.
But our special teams, a simple thing is the most valuable scorer on your team is your fucking kicker. And we can't get that right.
I think they won. They're 1-5 with one score. Right?
Is that what it is?
And one score games? You know what I'm saying? So like we've lost 5 games by less than one score.
and I know everybody wants to blame Daniel Jones, and he's missing a lot of opportunities out there, but he's not giving up, and he puts them in a place where they should have. But what, Tracy fumbled the ball and cost us the game, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't Daniel Jones at that point.
No.
So everybody wants to shit on.
Well, you said you want to
him.
start at the top, so you started Shane. So we're going to go down to Dable now. What about Dable?
No, I'm leaving Dable alone.
I don't
because the team is still playing for him.
I agree.
I'm with you. I agree.
I think they suit up and
skipped right
they
over
like
him.
him.
I
have no issues.
I have no issues with Dable either. I think he should come back.
But as respecting him as the head coach, whatever he decides to do, if this is the last time we see Daniel Jones, sayonara.
Listen, they made a mistake. They chose to sign Daniel Jones over overpaying Saquon Barkley in their mind, right? And that was a mistake. That was a mistake. They could have had a different quarterback.
I said that from day one.
You did. I'll definitely give you credit.
But
for
then
that.
you're dealing with first year rookie struggles as a quarterback with a great running back. Are you going to win many games?
Before,
no, I'm saying, are we going to win?
No. But he wasn't, dude. You could have signed him. You just didn't have to pay him all that money,
right?
You know what I mean? Let him. All right, go be a free agent and see what he would have got.
Yeah, it's not like he showed glimpses of like young Aaron Rodgers ever.
He did though.
Not really.
Statistically,
No.
and he went to the playoffs. And
He won a playoff game. That's what did it, dude.
on the road?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He won a playoff game.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't had that.
But then, look, his rushing, he's not no Aaron Rodgers. But Daniel Jones, the only thing he misses is that deep ball that Aaron had, but statistically, he was right in there. If you look at Aaron Rodgers' last 2-3 years, Daniel Jones has better numbers.
Yeah.
You're forgetting about the free agency, that it was cheaper than Daniel Jones, and players that were in free agency that are starting now that have a better record than Daniel Jones and better stats than Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
They could have signed Barkley and went into free agency.
But you can't
got
just
a
say
better
that.
quarterback.
Give me some names now, because you can't just say that. And we could
have got Sam Darnold.
I was just going to say that.
or the one guy.
Well, you want names,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
So how many names do you want then?
He
I'm
said-
saying
he
you
said
want
there's a
names.
series-
You ask for
a
names,
bunch-
I give you a name.
That's one.
And then you got an
All
issue.
right, next.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. It's like
Next. Because did
Was
New York
Kirk Cousins?
really want Sam Darnold?
it doesn't matter. I'm saying you asked though.
Did
You
anybody
asked.
really want?
You
the
asked. Give me a
Vikings,
name.
starting him out of
No,
desperation.
so I'll give you that. No one knew he was going to be what.
No
he
way.
is.
No.
Nobody knew.
He's been garbage for years.
But he would have been a solid backup.
Serviceable guy.
You know what I mean?
Right, but the list is short. There wasn't that many
The
options.
list is always short, Mike.
Yeah.
There's never like a ton of options. You know what I mean?
So this is my point.
Yeah, but
You wanna
so
get-
what? Daniel Jones won one playoff game, right? Super exciting. They throw that kind of money at him and say, "Oh,
This
this
is
is
the
our guy,"
NFL, bro. These guys get stupid money for
and give up on Barkley
that's
that
the
quick.
thing. Look at the kid from the Jaguars, bro. Look at the money he's getting. Look at Deshaun Watson's money. Look at Wilson from Pittsburgh. These guys are making $230 million. His $40 million is a chump change. Look at Dak Prescott.
We should have signed fucking Russell Wilson.
I was going to say
$60
Russell Wilson's another name.
Dak Prescott is out for the rest of the fucking year.
Yeah, but he's injured.
It's
That's
same-
different though. It's different.
The same record they had before he went out.
No.
Before he went out.
No, he's 3-7. They're 3-7.
Oh, they won
Yeah.
one more game?
We're in the- we're in
they
the
have one more
basement.
game.
All right.
We're in the basement all alone.
But he's still garbage. And Daniel Jones had better. Daniel Jones' numbers right now are equivalent to fucking Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes?
Pat Mahomes. Look it up.
You cannot
Statistically.
compare
Yeah.
them.
No
You can't.
way.
But
Yeah.
so
Touchdowns,
you rather have
interceptions,
Daniel Jones
yards.
than Patrick Mahomes?
He has the same amount of touchdowns as fucking Daniel.
Look it up.
But you rather have
Pat
Patrick?
Mahomes?
You rather have
Look it
Daniel
up,
Jones
Joe.
than Patrick Mahomes? You rather have Daniel
No.
Jones than Patrick Mahomes?
No.
So then what do
Because
you
the
do?
refs like.
So what do you do with that?
But I'm saying he's not that bad. He's not the problem.
So you don't think so? So you think you are perfectly
I
content
disagree, Michael.
starting next season with Daniel Jones quarterback?
No. I didn't say that.
What are you
Patrick
saying?
Mahomes-
man?
If we bench you,
Patrick
if you,
Mahomes has
you're not going
12
to win another
touchdown
game.
passes.
You know what I mean? Like
We won some games with Tommy DeVito last year.
Yeah,
There's
Tommy
a difference
DeVito
of 4
cost us
touchdown
fucking-
passes right now between the two.
Say that again.
Mahomes has 12 TDs. Daniel Jones has 8.
8 throwing and how many rushing? Yes, brother. You gotta figure those into the
I agree. Yeah,
equation.
I agree. That counts.
This page is not giving rushing stats, just passing stats for quarterbacks.
It's
just something.
it's very disappointing. Man.
Something about his personality that I just don't like.
You know what? All right, ready? So did you see his press conference in Germany after the game?
No,
I did not.
Did you listen to it?
No.
Dude, he's just like he's so look, and I appreciate the how they compare him to Eli.
you think he's likable?
Seems like he's unaffected. No, I don't think he's likable. I gotta be honest. I don't think he's likable. But how he comes off as unaffected, he's just like, yeah, I just gotta do better. Can't have turnovers. How about just like we fucking suck? How come when somebody say that? Like at least Dak, right? We'll give Dak credit for that, right? He said it on whatever. Maybe he didn't say it at a press conference, but he was caught on the sideline saying
We fucking suck.
Right? We
Yeah.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
How come we just can't say it? Just as a team? I mean, look, how come nobody says anything about Aaron Rodgers? He's calling guys out, like not running the right routes, not doing this, not doing that. He's pointing for. Why can't he just sit there and say, I'm not doing well. I'm having a terrible season. I'm throwing the ball. He's holding on the ball too long.
Yeah.
Because how many passes are behind these guys?
I agree, but think about it. If you kick that one field goal that you missed, we
You're
win
right.
the game.
We would have won.
Yeah,
we would have
You know
won.
what I mean? Is it his fucking fault?
Yeah, but he took 2 or 3 sacks on Sunday, and there were fucking receivers open, all
Wide
over the
open.
place.
Yeah, you're right. I seen.
Yeah, well, so many plays broken up because he's thrown behind. He's just like a hair
He's
too
shook,
late.
bro. Yeah, shook.
You said that, and you said
Yeah.
that weeks ago.
People are saying that that it's true that he has like Asperger's disease or some shit. Did you hear
Oh,
that?
I didn't hear that.
Uh,
So you're saying he's on the spectrum?
That's what on the social media, but you can't trust anything you hear on there.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with?
I don't know. Maybe that's because I'm saying you have a problem with his personality after his press conferences and shit like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying I don't
So
think
maybe-
I don't think he's likable.
Well, maybe that's that part of that disease.
I got it. When they drafted him out of Duke, I didn't even know Duke had a football team. I'm not fucking kidding. Like, was he good in college? I don't even remember. Like,
I guess, man. I mean, look. You gotta have half a brain to go to Duke. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what kind of athlete you are. You know what I mean? You gotta be half. You gotta be a little smart.
He was drafted number 6, right?
Number 6.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Number 6.
What a wasted pick.
He has all the tools, right? He could run. He could throw the ball. You know what I mean?
Physically,
But
6'5".
Yeah.
when you get your ass kicked so much, and maybe that's what Aaron Rodgers is suffering from as well, you get shell shocked. You're more scared of what's coming at you instead of looking down.
I
the
think I
field.
said this last week. I just mentally don't think he's sharp enough. Like, I don't think he's making decisions quick enough. That's how it appears from the couch, anyway.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? How do you not see those fucking 3 receivers?
It's hard to deny. Yeah,
And that's what I mean when it's like I think he's holding on the ball a little too long. I mean, did you see the one play when Wan'Dale Robinson was like jumping up and
I know.
down
Oh, yeah, he was
because he was
pissed.
so wide open?
I mean, that would have been a 50-yard game
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 3 and out.
Exactly.
Punt.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what we say. Like, you're right. Like ultimately, if we would have hit that, if Gano would hit that field goal, we would have won the game. But I'm saying he's not. When we have to count on him, we can't count on him. You know what I mean? When you're putting the ball in his hands, like, all right, now let's march down the field and let's get a score. I feel like he's just not capable.
All right, 2 questions. Is the Daniel Jones experiment over?
I think so. I personally think so. I mean, did you
Is
hear?
it time for Drew Lock or Tommy?
I say
Cutlets?
Tommy DeVito, man. I don't know. Drew Lock has shown me.
This is my problem. I'm not comfortable with either one of them, but it is. If Coach Dable says it is, then it is.
Yeah, but are we still trying to win games at this point?
Well, that's my point because I think he gives you the best option.
Yeah, but dude, do you really want to win any more games right now? I'm just like, let's just.
Write it out.
Yeah, man. Let's get a good pick.
Yeah.
I'm
off
we
for
need a
fuck-
quarterback.
I'm off for
Do you
tanking.
think Shine
I'm
will be
really
there
not,
for
but-
that pick?
What's that?
Do you think Shine will be there for that pick?
No.
What do you say? What?
Joe Shine will be there for the pick.
Joe Shane?
Shane, whatever.
Yeah, I think so, because this is not their quarterback.
Yes.
They didn't have,
But it was his decision.
It was his decision.
To sign DJ.
This is my point to you before when you were talking about Sam Darnold. There wasn't that many options out there.
No.
Sam Darnold coming back to the Meadowland, MetLife. He played like
Yeah,
shit.
but
He
it
saw
was his-
ghosts on that fucking field. You don't want that guy being your
Listen to me.
quarterback.
It was his decision to
Serious.
invest.
Funny when he said that.
Yeah,
It's like I'm seeing a ghost out there.
It was his decision, ultimately his decision to invest that money
Yes.
into that position player
Yes.
rather than
He made the choice. You're right. It's not his guy. He didn't draft him, but he made the choice to keep him.
If Shane loses his job, I believe it's because he wasn't prepared in special teams.
I honestly, this is what I think. I think if Shane loses his job, it's because of the Saquon Barkley thing. I think Mara is pissed off
I
about
agree.
that, and
I
I think
agree.
he would fire him for that.
I think there was a sound clip from that show, The Hard Knocks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Matt
he
was
asked
saying
me-
like, I'm not going to be able to sleep if we lose.
Yeah,
Barkley.
he did.
Right.
to the Eagles.
Yeah.
To the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just lose them, to the Eagles.
But I mean, listen. I mean, if you look at the numbers, let's just look at the stats. We're rushing the ball. We're putting over almost 200 yards a game. We're rushing the ball.
Yeah, I agree, man. Between Tracy and Singletary,
Right.
it hasn't been terrible.
No.
I like
and
Tracy.
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is good for fucking 60 yards a game.
No, yeah. Once again, you're right. I agree. I agree with you.
So we didn't miss the rushing yards from Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. Tracy reminds me of Ahmad Bradshaw a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a good comparison. I just feel like if we have to put the ball in his hands for to go win a game, he's not the guy.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
he
not the guy.
didn't lead him down recently in Germany. No, he didn't lead his team down, and tie it up. And I'm
did.
just asking you.
He did.
You just say you don't feel like he's that guy, but he just showed you that he is that guy.
He's got to throw a touchdown.
This is against the worst team in the NFL.
But he is that guy. I'm just letting you know.
They get to the red zone, the red zone, and
Lorenzo?
they get into the red zone and they can't fucking score, man.
Is Tommy Cullins or what's the other guy from Denver?
Lock.
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
He went to Denver. He went to Seattle. I don't know, man.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, no matter how you look at it, all three quarterbacks are not quality starters. So
Nope.
you got to pick your poison, right?
That's my point. You paid this guy $40 million, write it out. And if you want the first pick in the draft, write it out. Let's see. What do you have to lose? Really?
A draft pick. A good draft pick.
If he wins,
Yeah.
so you're scared he's gonna win now.
No, I'm just saying, if you feel he gives us the best chance to win,
You don't want to see
I'm
it.
past that point.
You don't want to see it.
Dude, we're going into week 11. Well, they have a bye this week. So week 12.
What was that meme I sent last week?
Tommy Cullins,
How many wins did he get for us? 3?
3 wins.
And that was the difference of getting
Jaden Daniels
yeah.
or
a good pick.
yeah. I mean, well, look, we got league neighbors. I mean, I'm not going to,
No.
I can't hate on that pick. You cannot hate on that pick.
No.
No, I like him.
Although he said some. What did he say about
His fantasy
Dable?
points have been shit though.
Yeah, what did he say about Coach Dable or something? He made a remark. I really
After Germany?
no before Germany.
I don't know. I don't catch that.
Yeah.
But speaking of remarks, throwing your fucking coach under the bus, you hear what Micah Parsons said
Yeah,
about Mike McCarthy?
McCarthy.
No.
Yeah. He
You
never
didn't hear
worked
this?
as hard as the fucking
Yeah.
linebackers and shit.
He's like, he goes, if Mike wants to leave, he can leave. He's like, I don't care. He goes, who I'm playing for, and he named like a couple assistant coaches. Might have been defensive coordinator. I'm not sure, because obviously he's a defensive guy. But he said, he goes, those are the guys that I play for. Those guys I feel bad for. He goes, because they might be gone after this, a season like this and stuff. And he goes, they work twice as hard as Mike McCarthy ever worked.
Holy shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is at his locker after the loss with cameras in his face and everybody,
Holy shit.
all the microphones. And it was shocking, because you don't hear players talk like that.
No.
What's more shocking is Jerry Jones's reaction to it. He said he had no problem with Michael.
Oh,
Parsons.
see, I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
I didn't
Oh,
catch
I got to look at that when I get home.
Well, see, Jerry Jones is part of the problem too.
he is the problem, bro. Come on, look at their running back situation. Forget about Dak, $60 million down the drain. Because I hate Dak with a passion. I think he's the most overrated
I agree.
quarterback.
He's going to be playing for the Giants next year.
Never,
Yeah.
bro. I'll hang myself. No, let me not say that.
He got anesthesia to get tattoo. Ever since I heard that,
Pussy.
he's a bitch.
Yeah. I think he's out on the IR for a hangnail.
No, he's done, bro. He's off. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, what were you saying? Dak, you were saying?
It was about Jerry Jones.
You're talking about Jerry Jones. You said Dak Prescott. You go, I hate Dak, but
I don't know. I lost total concentration. Gabe, can we get a rewind on that?
My team. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Jerry Jones is definitely part of the problem. Well, you're saying he is the problem, but I mean, he's definitely part of it.
Forget about Dak. I'm talking about their running back situation. Okay. Tony Pollard. He was your running back. He left.
You let Zeke go for Tony Pollard,
right? And let Tony Pollard go to free agency.
Yeah.
And then brought your retreaded Zeke back.
Yeah.
And that was your answer. That's it. And they have Cook from the Jets that was on the practice squad, came up one game, disappeared.
Yeah.
You don't even hear about it.
Yeah. No, they're in disarray, dude. I'm loving every fucking minute.
I mean, but that's what happens when you have a 80-something-year-old general manager. I mean, he's just so full of himself. He can't let someone else take care of the fucking day-to-day. Bro, just sit back and relax and collect the funds.
You know what, dude? I don't care. You want Dallas to do well?
I don't. But it's so obvious and so scary that, no one's could say anything to him and just let it go,
I love that they're,
that they fell apart.
Yeah. That they're on the bottom with us. Well, one game ahead of us.
They actually pulled Cooper Rush and had Trey Lance playing the other,
Yeah. And what'd he do?
Garbage.
Threw an interception.
Yeah, garbage. With all those tattoos. He's another one. Anesthesia with his tattoos.
Yeah, I don't know. It was I was a little shocked to hear that, though, what Micah Parsons said, throwing the coach under the bus like that. That's a little, you don't really hear that every day from these players, But nowadays,
what kind of cojones
McCarthy
has. Fuck Micah Parsons. Bench his ass, See him in the second quarter, third quarter.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you're saying if he's getting backed up by the general manager or the owner.
The owner, yeah.
You know what I mean? That might be that might not be his call.
Yeah. And then so they went back to Parsons for like a follow-up. And he says, check out my podcast.
Did he really?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I heard he had a good podcast.
Yeah. Anyway.
Everybody's got a podcast.
Everybody does.
Hey,
right?
Talking about podcasts, like, share, and subscribe anywhere you find your podcast.
That's right.
Well done, Mike. All right. That's NFL. You guys ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
All right. Guys, we had an election last week. You might have heard. We had an election last week, and
how did it work out?
Well, it worked out very well if you support Donald Trump. That was certifiable ass whooping as well.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Some people call it a bloodbath, but we got a new president elect, and change is about to happen. Change is about to come.
And we say bye-bye.
And the Republicans have the control of everything now, right? Everything.
Is that official?
Everything.
Did they officially get the House?
Yep. House, Senate,
Supreme Court, the presidency.
Court,
so no excuses, right? These 4 years are going to, everything he promised we're going to get.
No, I don't know about that.
What do you mean you don't know about that, Joe?
It's going to be
no excuses, bro.
It's going to be a better 4 years than the previous. I'll say that.
I want fucking no tax on overtime. If I don't fucking get no tax on overtime, there's gonna be anarchy. All right,
that's gonna.
Well,
I'm letting you know that right now.
I mean, both candidates are running on
that.
that,
Yeah.
right? Both candidates are running on that. So
I want to see that shit, but that's what I'm saying. You have all the power now. There's nothing, no roadblocks.
That'll be a nice.
No one's stopping you.
A nice perk for these people with good work etiquette.
What is it?
All right,
Filibusters
Mike,
and shit. You can throw them all out the window, right?
Aside from no tax on overtime, what else would you want to see? What's in your wish
I want to see
list?
that immigration. I want to see that ICE shit pulled off and everybody gone by March. You know what I mean? Everybody that doesn't belong here.
this guy sounds like a fucking Republican.
11 million gone by July 31st. Let's go.
I would love to see by when?
He said by July 31st.
I want March.
I mean, I'm sorry, January 31st.
Oh yeah, all right, that's even better.
How do you pull that off?
I don't know.
It's easy, really.
Really?
Well, I mean, how many of them already are living concentrated in hotels? So that's a couple thousand right there, right?
You don't think they're gonna these guys are gonna scatter?
He's not going to break up.
They already are. They're already moved, going back to Texas right now to go back over. They're afraid.
Yeah.
Mass exodus.
Well, see, so you get what you want,
We'll see.
right?
We'll see.
You should be happy.
We'll see.
Mike pointed out we have a local guy, right? Lee Zeldin is he's this guy's already putting together. I feel like he's got a bunch of people in his cabinet already that he's already put.
Oh, I got a full list. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Zeldin's on there?
Lee Zeldin.
Yeah.
Yeah, a local guy.
I sent it to the fucking group chat.
Joey doesn't read that
Don't
stuff.
be rude.
Yeah, and this guy, I mean, he's like what, actually he's from, I think,
Shirley.
right, which is one right next to where Barbara from Mastic lives.
Yeah.
But he's a local guy. He actually ran for governor here. Came very close.
Yeah.
Very, very close.
Yeah.
And
I was shocking to see that he made it, and good for him.
well, yeah, I think he was a big supporter of Donald Trump. So
So he goes to Washington for 4 years now?
I guess so. Yeah, he's head of the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. Yeah. So I mean, anyway, I thought for sure I gotta be honest, I was shocked. I went we recorded last week on election day, and I was, I was listening to, what people were saying. The professionals were saying that, we're not going to find out for a few days and stuff, or a couple of days. I was shocked. I was up till 3:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? Watching, wait and see what's going on with the results and stuff. And I was shocked to find that we found out that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I really thought, but that just goes, because nobody saw him winning
Pennsylvania.
all the states. I mean, I think he won 30 out of 20 states and all the swing states.
Gabe, you said prior to the election there was a lot of cheating. Do you still stand by that?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Every
Okay.
state that she won was because all those states have no voter ID requirements.
Does any state have voter ID requirements?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
It's unconstitutional.
Gibraltar. You don't really mean that, dude.
Also,
no, listen, I don't mind showing my license to vote. It's no big deal.
Also, Trump's lawyers also
Gibraltar.
had a lot of emergency lawsuits the days leading up to the election to stop all the bullshit. So that helped also.
Yeah, but maybe some of
They
those
won
ballot
every single
boxes
one of
we
those
saw had
lawsuits
like
also.
40 million votes for Kamala in it.
What happened?
Maybe some of those voter boxes that we saw exploded and on fire had 40 million votes.
40 million.
I got to be honest, man. I honestly thought Kamala Harris was going to win this election, and
I don't think she had a chance.
I'm a little surprised on how much of I don't know if it was a landslide, if you can call it that. But
I thought she
was
had
a
a really good chance. I mean, I don't know if I was like, she's going to win, but I thought she had a really
all
good chance.
these younger generation voters didn't go out and exercise their votes. I think. I don't know.
So my whole thing is, I think I asked this question probably like episode 10. Is America ready for a female president?
I think so.
No,
Yeah.
but you say that,
I do.
but
The right
twice
one.
Trump beat 2 women, and
I think, but it's just been a bad choice.
Asian, because you were like, I can't wait for this election to be over, right? It was over last Tuesday.
Yeah.
But you see all the rhetoric is still on social media, and it's so misogynistic. It's not even funny, bro.
You're
You
being
know,
told
like-
it's misogynistic. That's why.
Huh?
You're being told it's misogynistic. That's why.
Dude,
Because you know what else they told you?
Nick
They also told
Fuentes
you-
started
they
this
also
whole
told
thing
you-
where
Hold on, wait,
No,
what did you
listen.
say?
They also told you that she lost because of the Hispanic vote and the black male vote, and then they said it's misogyny. So which one is it? Is it the Hispanics? Is it the blacks? Or is it misogyny?
Gabe,
They're
I'm
making
saying,
excuses
open
for a
X,
poor.
open
They're making
TikTok.
excuses for a poorly run.
You see pictures
Uh,
of Trump bending her over, right? You tell me you didn't see that.
I didn't. I saw
What?
it. I swear.
I didn't see that either.
Or her doing fellatio to guy. You didn't see these things?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you want?
People send them to me. You know what I mean?
Is that on X?
But no, this guy Nick Fuentes, his motto that it's gaining so much thing. It's called
Who's Nick Fuentes?
the kid fucking Republican. He's got a big YouTube following. You don't know Nick Fuentes?
I don't.
Anyway, your body, my vote, or some shit like that. I don't know. Did you hear about it?
No.
Gabe, you hear this guy?
No, this is just another political gaslighting from the left wing. That's all it is.
What do you mean they lost? Like, what are they doing? She bowed out gracefully. She didn't accuse anybody of cheating or anything like that.
I agree.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you talking about? Left wing? They put their tail between their legs and walked away.
I agree.
Right.
Like I said, I mean, even
But-
Biden the next day
so
spoke.
then who's
But
Nick
my
Fuentes?
point is they're still getting shit on. You know what I mean? Like, it's not over. You said, can't wait for this to be over. Open Instagram.
No,
Open X.
it's. But I mean, you haven't heard from Donald Trump either, though.
What do you mean? I'm going to pay her bills.
You
and
haven't.
shit
But
like
I'm
that?
saying you really
did.
haven't heard anything from him. I mean, you haven't heard anything from her since the day after Biden spoke. I think was it that day or the day after, and then you haven't really heard from Trump either.
I think you have heard from Trump every
Trump,
day.
Trump spoke the other day.
Every
he did?
day. Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
day?
Yeah.
No, not every day.
I don't know. I feel like not like it was, dude.
I think
mean,
he
it was
spoke
like,
obviously the night of the election and maybe 2 nights later.
Did you hear that he said he was going to pay her bills or something like
No,
that?
I didn't
Yeah,
hear that.
Daddy's going to pay your bills or
I
something.
heard him fire her though.
Yeah.
Kamala, you're fired.
Got to get Josh Rosen
pretty good.
back on.
Though. Pretty good though. Yeah, no, I got to be honest. I feel like you said he spoke the other day. I don't know. I saw him speak the night of, around like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. But then that's it. That's the last time I saw anything. I mean, dude, it was multiple times a day, every day in your face, both of them.
Yeah.
They're on these rallies, and look, rightfully so, man. They campaign for for the position and stuff.
But on social media, you don't see it right now. Still,
I really don't. I really don't. I'm being
I like to
serious.
see your algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, he's also busy trying to make his cabinet, so that takes a lot of
True.
time.
I mean, hold on. Like, I don't know what you're on though. The shit that you're saying that you see, I've seen nothing like that. Not even the whole campaign.
I'll show you later.
It's got to be.
Are they
X
memes?
mostly.
Yeah, X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they memes?
Oh, see, I'm not on X. We have an X account.
Yeah, we do have an X account.
We have an X account?
Yeah,
I gotta get that.
it's in the notes, guys.
I honestly don't go on X very often.
Yeah, do I?
This is stupid. I
Our
wanna
cousin
talk
Vinny,
about vaginas.
he gets a lot from X. So then,
Yeah.
when he sends me something, it sends me down the rabbit hole.
He does everything that. Yeah, right. You ever see those?
Yes.
Everything's on X.
X, yeah.
Gabe, I'm sorry. You were saying something.
I don't remember now.
Oh no. All right.
But hey, listen.
You guys don't go on TikTok?
I go on TikTok. I've been probably on TikTok probably the most out of all of them.
I think it's the best one, honestly.
I haven't been on it in probably a month.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So speaking of X, X is now seems to be the main source for legit news. The mainstream media have you heard them talking about their ratings and all that, and their firings and
No.
anything? CNN is laying off a bunch of employees. MSNBC is laying off a bunch of employees. Their ratings are just super, super low compared to streams and podcasts that are more trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
How are newspapers
I can't
still
get
even in
behind.
print?
Well, look at the Washington Post, and they're barely surviving right now. They're hanging on by a thread.
And that's Bezos, right? He owns that.
He owns, I think, some of it, or if not all of it. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That fucking guy.
But he also has come out and said that he's tired of the left wing slants on Washington Post. He wants to be more fair and even.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as far as like when it comes to real news, I mean, I feel like I get that from TV. You know what I mean? I
Not podcasts, right?
not
Hard-
podcasts.
It's hard to trust,
I
people
mean,
on podcasts.
Yeah. and I guess shame on me. I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts. You know what I mean? But I feel like I've been really into News Nation the past couple months. I feel like they're very.
Is that on DirecTV?
It's on DirecTV. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check that
I
out.
feel like they're really down the middle, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something like Fox is just so freaking,
Yeah.
like so extreme, and then you got like
You're the second person that has said that in the last week to me.
yeah, and then
about News
CNN
Nation.
and MS are like they're so left, and Fox is so right. News Nation, I feel like they gave a lot of equal time to both. During this campaign and stuff, and I don't know. I find myself going to that channel for the news.
Huge.
Huge nation.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, hey, listen,
We'll see what happens.
for America's sake, pray that everybody makes the right decisions and everybody is successful and prosperous, right?
Yeah.
That's what we want.
I agree.
Yeah.
Stimulate the economy. Let's go.
But I think you might get what you want, Mike.
Mm.
With those two things.
That'd be great,
Joe,
man. Yeah.
Joe, what are 2 things on your wish list for this next 4 years?
2 things. I really want the economy to kind of stimulate, man, get back to where we were 4 years ago. People not afraid to spend money. Your grocery cart shouldn't cost you $450. Groceries and fuel need to come down.
That's what I'm saying.
I think when fuel comes down, we'll see
it
it starts with the fuel. When fuel comes down, we'll see
everything else comes down. Yeah.
See,
What about you, Adrian?
I'm with Joe on that as well. The economy and the immigration, I like to get under control. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer, once again, I'm not saying don't come in, just do it the right way.
Yeah.
That's all.
And if you're earning a living here, you got to pay taxes.
Yeah. But I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous that things have, gone up so much, even since COVID, things have gone up so much. I mean, look at plywood, right? I'm just going to use that as an example. I was stupid enough to get get a new roof done, okay, and siding done during COVID. And when plywood was about $70 a sheet, okay. It's obviously has come down since then, but it wasn't, dude, do you remember we used to get plywood for what? $12?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? $12 for 4x8.
Is it like 29 now?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's like, to me, just an example of like, okay, things skyrocketed. So like, we've talked about it. Last week's pod, I felt was a little low energy until we started talking about food. And you guys see, we all changed. You know what I'm saying? We're all like real passionate and stuff. My wife's like, oh my God, you guys got to see yourself. It's like you guys are talking about women. You know what I mean? And it's like, so, I had a fucking $40 burger. You know what I mean? But like, I know that's outrageous, but I'm saying like, burgers and stuff like, to go get, you can't get a burger from
This is a tasty burger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
But I'm saying like, don't you feel like that's not going to come down? Like they're not going to change that?
Like it's the new normal?
Yeah. Like wings.
I mean,
wings are fucking for 8 wings. You're paying like $16.
That was my whole point all along. Like, there's no way this guy come in and drive prices down. We're not going to see gas at $1.10 a gallon. You know what I mean?
No.
But you might see that $2.
Yeah, or $2.50.
You think so?
I think so. That's what it was when he was in president.
That was 8 years ago, bro.
But I do though. No, but it was 4 years ago. In 2020, if you could check and see
at the end of his run,
yes,
you're saying
gas was about $2.10.
All right. So you think we're gonna get it back down to those prices?
Around there.
You think so?
Yeah, I would say between $2 and $2.50.
We should make a list and put down the prices.
We should.
How much milk is right now,
dude.
How much fucking gas is.
That's a great idea.
We'll check back.
I went to Jersey Mike's and got a Philly cheesesteak the other day, right? I ordered the 6-inch at first, and I was like,
nah.
Hey, you know what? Give me the big one, right? So they made it's a 12-inch hero, and I got a bottle of Dasani water. Guess how much?
$26.
I'm going to say, all right, you said Chipotle was $22 last week for a thing and water?
Yeah.
I'm going to say $21.
26.
$25.
Oh my God.
A bottle of water.
That's fucking
and
insane.
a fucking sandwich.
But that sandwich is literally like 14 inches.
It is. It's dude. It's a lot of
fucking
food.
big. I was only able to eat half, and I ate half the next day. But
yeah, no,
still,
it is. It's a lot of food, no doubt. But that's ridiculous.
Is huge.
That's ridiculous.
And my whole point is capitalism. You can't tell a company to lower their prices. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, someone come and tell you, Joe, lower the price over. You're like, F off, bro.
Yeah, but like price gouging is a real thing. That's price gouging.
Yeah,
price gouging is illegal,
especially in like emergency situations and stuff. People do it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even when it's not an emergency.
Okay,
price gouging is illegal. So
is it really?
It is.
Yeah,
and
in a lot of cases it is, and depending on the markets. Yeah.
I went through a situation with my son's bicycle. I told you. Yeah, I told you that, dude. And I went there and I went on a fucking rampage. You know what I mean? About my son's bike and stuff. This guy was taking advantage of the fact that, supply and demand. You know what I mean? These things couldn't get over. This is like, kind of like towards the end of COVID. This is 2021. And these things were.
But like you said, supply and demand, right? Everybody wanted one. He could hold the auction.
Everybody wanted one. Not everybody had them to sell. This guy did.
Right. So he could hold the auction and name his price.
He didn't have an auction.
You can't. No, but you can't. It's if you look it up in New York State. I mean, I went there with the facts. I looked it up. In New York State, you cannot do that. That is price. There's a certain number, a certain percentage that you could raise it. You know what I mean? So like it's selling.
Unless he showed you that he was what he paid for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
there's also something called map pricing. Joe knows about this. And it's basically the retail or the manufacturer says you cannot sell.
Price?
No, the manufacturer says this is all you can sell it for. You cannot sell it more than this price.
Yeah. So look, if you you're a furniture maker, right? And you can make, you make tables. So that doesn't count. You don't have to go, whatever, Raymore and Flanagan's selling it for, you don't have to compete with them. You don't have to sit there and be like, oh, okay. they're selling it for, $100. So I'm going to sell mine for $500.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's okay. Because, you made this table, this is like this
resale.
He didn't create. Yeah. He's buying the bike from the company and then he's marking it up and he's selling it for a price. You know
So
what I mean?
they're only allowed to mark it up X
A
amount.
certain amount.
You're not even if you're inside the MAP policy, you can't even sell it cheaper or more. You have to stay inside the parameters of the manufacturer's advertised price.
So on the website, it was like they were selling them for like $700-800. This guy was charging $1,250.
Yeah.
That's illegal. In New
So
York.
one other thing that I want to bring up is it was debunked really quick in the early campaign stages for Harris. She was saying that the grocery stores were price gouging until the grocery stores released their financials and said, no, our profits right now are only 2%. We're barely getting by ourselves. So it totally debunked the whole theory that everyone
Shame
is
on
price
her.
gouging.
Shame on her.
And that it goes back to a failed policy on petroleum and oil from the Biden campaign. Because if you remember, as soon as he got in, the first thing he did,
Cut that
he shut
pipeline.
down the pipelines.
Yeah.
What happened after that? Gas prices skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Oil in your house, dude, skyrocket. So,
Which is then a snowball effect. Everything else is fucking out of control.
like you guys said, I don't know if Gabe, you said it, or Joe, you said it, that obviously fuel, you know what I mean? Everything is transported. You know what I mean? So when the price of fuel goes down, everything else will go down. But I'm just saying, is it? Fuel may go down.
It will a little bit, but we won't see dramatic changes.
Yeah,
and we
yes.
won't see it for quite a while.
No, and especially like you see shit on the internet. He plans on putting tariffs on fucking China and this and that. Like Amazon, everything you order comes from China. So now that tax, they're just gonna put it onto the consumer.
Or
Mexico's
they
gonna
start
pay for it.
manufacturing here in America, and then we create more jobs and we have a better economy because of that.
That's a wish and a prayer. You know?
No, it's not. It's happened before.
But honestly, when was the last time that's happened?
During his last
Outsourcing.
presidency.
Yeah,
He
but
put tariffs.
What was, no, I know he did, I'm saying, but what was something that we started because of that, then we started manufacturing or creating here in the States?
Ford wanted to move their production to
I was just going to say
Mexico.
the car plants.
Ford wanted to move their productions to Mexico. Trump said, all right, there's going to be a tariff on that. They said, all right, I guess we're not moving our production to Mexico. We're going to keep it here in America.
And I think it was more than Ford too. I think it was a couple.
It was. Yeah.
But then is that the reason why Ford's probably the most expensive truck out there?
That's not the reason why
I'm just
Ford
asking.
is just,
I'm just asking.
yeah. Well,
Is it really?
I mean, Ford's not the only one.
When it
You
comes to
look
like
at-
between a Ram, Dodge Ram, Toyota Tundra, Chevy Silverado,
Ford's it up.
Ford's the most expensive.
Really?
no, I think the Rams are more expensive right now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm loving
barely.
I'm loving all the new Toyotas, man.
That's kind of new then.
And Toyotas are expensive. My God.
Not as expensive as Ford's.
No, I think they are because I can get a Ranger Raptor cheaper than I can get a Toyota TRD Edition Pro right now.
Get a Raptor cheaper, you said?
Yeah.
Ranger.
Really?
Ranger has a Raptor? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome little
Yeah.
truck.
I'm liking these mid-size pickups.
Yeah, the Toyotas Tacomas, those are nice.
Yeah.
Those are real nice.
The new Tundra's nice too.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the 2028s.
Electric?
Just
You don't think they'll be electric by then?
maybe. I don't know if I'll get it though.
I thought like a lot of the main manufacturers said they would be all electric by like 27.
Toyota said they're stopping production of all EVs. Ford said they're stopping production of all EVs.
They're not
also.
selling?
No,
Yeah,
they're
but
losing money.
Trump, one of his biggest allies is Elon Musk and Tesla. So, if anybody has anything about getting rid of the electric car, if anything else, it's going to boost. Yeah, I think everything that Elon owns in this next 4 years is going to be shoved down our
we
throats.
were talking about that at home. My wife and I, like, what do you think that guy's going to get? What has he been promised? You know what I mean?
What's the world, bro?
I'm just saying. I'm asking.
Starlink in every home, every public school, every
Yeah.
fucking police station. You know what I mean? Taking over NASA. NASA is going to be like suspended, and he's going to get all the contracts.
NASA hasn't been a thing for a long time.
But you ask him what he's going to get. This is all the shit he's going to get, and push to Tesla. You know, guy's worth how much?
God.
280 something billion.
Somebody like 300 billion.
Did you hear?
If
him
you look
on
at what
Joe
he's
Rogan or
done,
no?
though,
The
if
other
you
day?
look at what he's done with every company that he's taken over, he's cut fat, saved money, and been more productive.
Yeah, look, whatever. This guy, I mean, he's our times, genius. You know what I mean? He's
The modern day Albert Einstein.
yeah. And so I just know how much money he was contributing and how much, he was for Trump.
150
So I'm just
million
curious
a
what
month.
he's been what has he been
Yeah,
promised?
the world.
Yeah, maybe.
world.
I guess we'll see.
Because like that Starlink, we think it's great, like cell phones. Hey, we have cell phone in the mountain and shit. But the military, aspects to that.
Sure.
They have eyes all over the world. Capability of probably eavesdropping on everybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Forget about it.
Well,
It's gonna be
military's
a
already
thing.
had sat phone in existence for a long time, so it's not going to go over to Starlink.
You say that, but
No, I do say that, but it's a fact. They've had the military has had satellite phones for
Yeah,
years.
I know.
Yeah,
But
so-
it's kind of hard to say that like you don't know for a fact that
that the Starlink is going to be hooked up. He's going to hook it up everywhere.
If the United States
No,
military
he's already.
gets a Starlink contract, I mean,
Well, Starlink is different. Starlink is not telecom, and he said that he's not going to go into telecom. They have no production plans whatsoever.
who said that?
Elon.
The telecom meaning what, like home cell phone service and shit like that.
Right,
Right.
right.
But that's
That's the whole thing. Yeah, you'll see. Year and a half, we're all gonna have it. iPhone 18, fucking all hooked up to Starlink.
Well, you could hook up your phone to Starlink right now because it would be Wi-Fi. But there's a difference between having your phone being branded as Starlink with your service being branded as Starlink, and then there's another difference between your phone using AT&T and then using Starlink's Wi-Fi.
Mm.
That's apples and oranges.
which I like both.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we got
no, I was going to say the iPhones have an SOS feature.
Mhm.
If you don't have any service, you could turn this. It actually turns on for you, and it asks you to move around and find the nearest satellite.
I've
And
seen that.
you could push out a phone call or a text in an emergency.
you could do it on your
Yeah,
watch.
Android
too,
has
right?
that too.
Watch
Android
too.
has that too.
But I'm saying that's an opportunity for Starlink right there.
Well, it's not using Starlink right now for that. That's
No, I know
using
that.
different satellites.
But I'm saying there's an opportunity there for Starlink if there was a deal with these phone companies. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But I don't think, based on what he said, they're not going into the telecom business.
All right, we'll see. Either way, things are going to be changing. And speaking of change, have you guys heard? There's going to be
You're very good at this.
there's going to be a women's professional baseball team.
I'm excited for this.
I kind of am too. I got to be honest with you. Have you guys heard about this? It's coming starting in 2026. Okay, it's going to be 6 teams. All right, they're looking to start with 6 teams. Summer 2026. All kind of based in the Northeast area. So we're going to have to go check out a couple of games. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Player registration is open right now for all those that are listening that are interested. Okay. But I think it's kind of cool, man. I do. Why not?
I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm
Okay.
ready
I guess
for it.
just me. Oh,
yeah,
I just gave you two. Yeah.
Is it gonna be like slutty baseball? You know what I mean?
Same,
No,
but
no.
Are their tits gonna be out?
what's the downside? Like, why would you not want to see these women?
Broadless baseball?
I'm saying, all right, ready? So there's women's softball, right? I mean, collegiate softball.
Yeah, I don't go to those games either.
No, I know you don't go to them because we don't have any like good teams around here. I'm saying, but like, why not? Like, this is like the next, be the next step. You don't think
What was the girls' movie?
League of Their Own?
What's a good name for
Rosie O'Donnell? And
What's going to be a good name for the New York team? The New York what?
I don't know why you think it's going to be a New York team. It has to be, right?
I mean,
It's got to be.
yeah. The New York.
If there's one sport that
pole
translates,
dancers.
if there's one sport that can translate better than basketball for women, it's baseball.
No
Absolutely.
way. I disagree. Watching 2 women turn 2.
I tell you
a
what.
little different than
baseball made some improvements these last couple of years with the pitch count and shit like that to keep their viewers in, and that was like with world class male athletes, guys that hit the ball 400 feet. It's going to be hard to get an audience to be glued into a chick pitching 70 miles
Dude,
an hour.
I guarantee you they said the same thing about WNBA when they first started.
Yeah, and do they
You know
get
what I
good? I mean,
But it's been around for 25 years, 26 years.
do they
something like
get good ratings and stuff?
that. Good? I mean, it's still around,
yeah.
right? You know what
the
I mean?
women's college softball has incredible ratings.
Did you see Ichiro, 50 years old, went down to I don't think it was Little League, high school team maybe, and fucking stepped into the batter's box and smoked one over the fence and broke the window on the school. He put a ball right through the fucking window.
Really?
50 years old.
Did you see our old friend Robbie Cano
Yes.
winning the Mexican League? I guess
MVP.
batting champ.
Was it MVP or batting champ?
MVP? Yeah, it's like it's a little different than
Yeah.
than what we're used to. What kind of championship he won? But he was like, I guess, the MVP, most valuable player. Or
How old is he?
48 or some shit.
Yeah,
47.
He dominated down there though.
Oh, God,
So really quick, I just Googled the ratings. It says college softball viewership has been increasing over the years. And in 2024, the NCAA Division I softball season was a record breaker.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude,
So there's a market for it.
definitely.
Yes.
I think there definitely is. And I think they're doing it smart. They're starting out only 6 teams. You know what I mean? Staying in one, area so they're not traveling all over the place.
Let me know about it.
Yeah. All right. I thought it was
Let me the tape.
I thought it was interesting, and you know what? Good for the ladies. I think what I think is coming next. I think women's flag football is going to be coming next. That's
to the
blowing up.
Olympics. You see the commercials already, right?
No.
Jalen Hurts is throwing the football that he puts on fire into the fucking
What?
the torch.
Already for LA?
and it says male and female flag football coming to LA. Yeah.
Oh, next Olympics is LA, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think
I don't.
That's new.
Part of the pizzazz for sports to me is the naming the athlete. You know what I mean? And maybe it's because I'm not familiar with female athletes like Caitlin
Clark.
Right? I mean, she was the talk of the town, so
Yeah.
so people kept eyes on her. But otherwise, I really Angel
Reese.
like you hear those names, and that's the only reason why I'm familiar.
Are you testing me right
yeah,
now?
yeah. 2 for 2. You're doing all right.
All right. So what about if I say Paige?
Turn
No.
the page
Sporadic.
because I'm done with this
There you
shit.
go. Gabe, right? Gabe said it.
What is it?
Sporadic.
Paige Sporanic. You don't know who she is?
No.
I guarantee
Oh,
you know who
boy.
she is.
You're in for it. You
I
need to-
guarantee you know she is.
She's on X.
Yeah, bro. You haven't seen this girl?
Does she play tennis or something?
No. God.
Golf.
Oh, no. All right, yeah.
giggity.
I think we went over a couple of our her stats the other day.
So that's what I'm saying though. So I'm like, so you don't think there's going to be somebody like that? You don't think there's going to be some like real smoking hot pretty baseball player that's what I'm saying? That like I'm saying
generally no.
if she's good though, if
Generally-
she's really good, you don't think it's
in
gonna?
college softball? There's not too many of those.
Oh no, what's her name, man? Jenny Finch.
Jenny Finch. My brother
You
went to
remember
high
her?
school with her.
Say again?
My brother went to high school with her.
Yeah, you don't remember her? Ah, dude. Yeah.
Softball pitcher?
Yeah.
No.
Did I
Nasty.
And
say
she was
the
striking.
Olympic
She was
team?
striking out men.
Yeah.
Will she be in the baseball?
Nah, she's
No,
not too old.
she's retired.
Yeah. And look, and I'm not even saying that because the way they look. I just brought up Paige because of the way she looks. I mean, I don't know how I can't even tell you how Paige is as a golfer.
But
You know what I mean?
women's baseball was a real thing in World War II, right? Am I correct in saying that?
Are you crying?
I think
There's no crying.
There's no
There's no
crying?
crying in baseball.
no, and that's based on a true story.
Right.
Yeah.
So they tried this experiment once before.
But dude, it was different, bro. I mean, everybody was at war.
Okay.
It's because also the baseball player, MLB baseball players were not playing; they were at war.
Right.
So there was a market for it, just like there's a market for it now.
Dude, I gotta be honest. I'm a little shocked by your two guys' reaction, being that you both have daughters. You know what I mean? You don't think you don't see that like another opportunity?
No.
No.
It opens.
No, you just like no right off the bat.
I guess
I'm
it
saying obviously my
opens
daughter's too old.
opens-
Your daughter's too old.
Opens doors for younger girls.
Yeah, man.
To
I'm
make
just-
a few bucks, But
Think
I
about
don't know.
this.
They better promote the hell out of it.
But I'm saying, think about this. You're a female
I'd rather see
baseball player.
I'd rather see a professional softball league than baseball league.
I'd rather go to a Ducks game. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You know what? We'll revisit this in 2 years. All right. Summer 2026. It's coming.
Unless you tell me their tits are out, then we'll never
Oh
do
my
this.
God, Mike.
You better hope your wife doesn't listen to this.
Oh, she does. We're gonna be in trouble. But
And like I said, I mean, I see flag football coming next, man. I really do. That's been blowing up around here in schools and stuff.
But would you really, or would you tape it or watch it or anything?
No, dude.
It doesn't matter.
He's not watching that shit live. We know that.
Look, if I'm flipping through
But
the
that's my
channels,
point. Like, how do you think they're going to generate an audience? I don't know. I just don't see it. I really don't see it.
dude, what's the percentage of people in this world, in this country that are female?
Half, I would say.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, what the numbers are, but I'm saying,
I like to think it's probably 3.5 billion females.
so you know what I mean? That's you don't think they're gonna get
Get together and
then plus, I guess one out of three men.
This election showed you like women don't necessarily back other women. You know what I mean? It's the truth of the matter.
Well, that brings me to my next topic. Mike, how shallow are you?
I guess I'm pretty shallow.
Listen, there was a series of things that kind of happened that made me think of this. You know what I mean? Made me think to ask you guys, like, just how shallow are we? All right. Now, like, for example, all right. All right, we're all married for a long time. All right. But like, let's just say our wives, when we were dating. Okay. And I don't know, they fucking fell down the stairs and got really, really hurt, knocked all their teeth out. Okay. Come on, right? Part of you would be like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Shut the fuck up!
like I said, I'm not bringing up the situations that were maybe get to this topic, but
If you ask my wife, she'd be like, "This motherfucker's so shallow." It's like, hello.
But I'm saying, like, I mean, we're all shallow, right? I mean, every person I think on this planet is a little bit shallow. Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, it'd be like, what would it take? You know what I mean? Let's just say you're fucking engaged. Okay. So not even like
You're not really obligated.
engaged.
You're not obligated legally though, right?
So you're finding a way out. You're finding a way out after that.
Like, can I get the ring back?
I'll give you a scenario. Really quick because this happened to one of my friends. He's been married for quite a while. They've adopted a child. They're fairly young. They're in their late 30s. His wife had an aneurysm.
Oh
man.
And she's lost functions here and there and muscles and that sort of thing. Obviously, he stayed with her. But if they didn't have a child, if they weren't married that long, he had said that he would have left her.
Wow. What's his name?
Oh, I'm not
I'm
saying.
kidding.
But he has actually had thoughts of leaving her even now just because it's so tough to deal with.
But you got to deal with the public scrutiny that comes with that, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
No, absolutely. People judge the shit out of people.
Yeah.
You know?
I wasn't even considering that. I wasn't even considering like an illness or something like that. I was considering like something happening, like they were fine. You know what I mean? And then something happened and you're like, oh man,
It's a testament
the rest of my life.
to people that stick with their, like, God forbid it, like, so your significant other gets into like a car accident, gets mangled, and or let's say like Christopher Reeves, right? His wife, he fell off a horse. He was paralyzed from the neck down, and that woman stood by his side to the day he died. You know what I mean? And it's a testament to people like that. Like that is true love, and you see past everything, and is but are you?
I think it changes a little bit when you have
capable of that. I don't know.
When there's a lot of money involved. I think it changes it. It's a different dynamic.
Well, she was an actress herself, right?
Joey's thought about this.
No, but Christopher Reeve's situation. I mean, where the fuck's she going?
No, but she had her own. Wasn't she an actress? His wife?
I don't know.
I think she had her own money. I think she was all right. Yeah.
You might be thinking of Michael J. Fox's wife.
Oh, that's another great example.
Trudy.
That's a great example too.
I just saw that dude in another movie. I couldn't believe it.
Recently, like
yeah, it was a Spike Lee movie. I'll See You Yesterday. It was on Netflix.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. I watched it.
It's new? Yeah.
I think so. With it, 23, 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's still doing it. He's still getting out there.
Yeah, getting the paycheck.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Something like it just kind of made me not. These are all sad scenarios I'm saying, but like it was another scenario, and it made me kind of laugh a little bit. And I'm like, I want to know what these guys.
I'm shallow. I'll admit that.
Yeah,
Mm.
no, you know,
We all are.
yeah,
Right,
It's,
we all
it's immature to be shallow, you know.
Absolutely. But I'm saying, but it's just, I think it's natural though at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you
It's
kinda,
more. I think it's more selfishness than it is shallowness.
yeah. However you want to put it, you know?
Well, I guess it depends on the situation, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's like my friend's situation, that's more selfish than shallow.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a disfigurement, that's more shallow than
All right,
selfish.
so, let's say she fell down and she walks with a limp for the rest of her life. That's going to be on your mind a little bit, right?
I kind of like that
because we're shallow.
I kind of like that she can't run away. You know what I mean?
I think there's too many situations that I think it all depends on the exact situation.
All right. Well, before we all get,
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I'm not gay no more.
Yes.
no. Anyway, like I said, this it was a funny thing. Nothing like an illness or somebody being sick. It was something that happened to somebody, and they're fine. It's
Well, no example. You want to let us know?
no.
Like what? All right, botched
I can be
plastic
sensitive
surgery.
at times.
Ooh,
Like she just went in for a little adjustment, a little pullback here and there, and she came out looking
scary.
scary. Doctor fucked up.
Yeah, man. See, it like that. Like now, it really all depends.
No, you gotta walk
So
away.
so if you're dating,
Fuck that shit.
right? Are you out?
God
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot-
No, dating, I'm
yeah,
out.
It's a
bro.
lot different when you're married.
Dating, I'm out. No kids, no legal bond. Later,
You're out.
Later.
Like all of a sudden she develops like a lazy eye or something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
well, what if you?
Oh man,
What if?
yo, babe, I'm
All
over
right,
here.
I'll play the asshole game. You're like, over here. Oh my God, we're all going to hell after this. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, we're shallow.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But I
You ever see Shallow Hal?
can admit it. Yes,
It's a good one.
yes. All right. Anyway, that's that.
That's a great movie.
It is.
That is a good
Oh my
movie.
God.
What it was.
Get those big ass panties. Who's are these?
Do you remember Jason Alexander's character in that?
Yeah, he had
Right.
a little tail.
Yes.
Yeah, a little tail. They're like, remember, like a real bad comb over. He's wearing like a members only jacket, like when he goes. I'm no offense, Mike, 'cause I know you have one.
I rock the shit out of it.
Yeah, you do.
George is getting upset.
And he was like, he's with all these like hot women, but he always found something wrong with them. And he was like, what? Like this one, like her second toe was bigger than her first, and he's like, I couldn't do it. He's like, she's a fucking circus freak. I couldn't do it. He's like, I had to let her go. That's just fun. It was just fun. And then meanwhile, it's
Remember
got
the movie
tail.
Boomerang?
Boomerang?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that. I know the movie, but I don't remember seeing that.
So he had the same thing. Like all these girls that he was going out with were gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. But he always had a thing about feet. If their feet looked fucked up, he would kick them to the curb.
Oh, I mean, with hammer toes, right?
Yeah, that holds true for Eddie Murphy, though. Remember that whole thing when he picked up the transvestite and asked her to look at his feet or something? Say it ain't so, Eddie.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. Can you live with a third nipple?
Actually, that might be interesting, right? More nipples, the better. That's my motto.
I have nipples. Can you milk them? All right, guys, I got a good question for you real quick. Is if somebody gave you socks, would you think that's a good gift?
I gotta say no.
Depends on the
No.
socks.
Yeah, it depends on the socks.
Depends on the socks. I agree.
Really?
The reason why I bring this up, right, is because look, whatever, bro. I'm fucking almost 50 years old. I've been telling my mother, I'm like, please, like, don't
Your
buy-
mom buying you socks and underwear is no big deal.
No, she buys
Oh,
me
yeah,
socks.
yeah.
So that's right. She buys everybody socks. Bro.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't want anything. Please, like, just say, she's not fucking, she's old, bro. She's on a fixed income. Save your money. I'm good. I don't need anything. Don't get me. She gets me socks. Okay.
That's fine.
All the time. No, and they're great. I love the
Yo,
socks.
Adrian.
I love them. Listen, I share them with my wife because I got a lot of them, and I love them. So my niece comes over, right? My brother's daughter comes over, and I'm just, I answer the door. I'm in socks in my house. I'm walking, I'm not wearing shoes in the house. And she's like, one of the first things she says to me, she goes, did Nana get you those socks? I said, I was like, yeah, how'd you know? She goes, because she gets them from my dad. She gets them from me. She gets them for everybody.
That's cute.
And that's what I was just thinking, like, and I'm like, I love these socks. They're good socks. But so
I don't mind socks.
you don't mind socks,
No.
right? So
It's really not a good gift though,
No?
right? Like you can always use them; they don't go bad. But
It's something you don't want to buy yourself either, though. Like you don't want to
Right.
spend money on socks. I'll take socks.
yeah, I like.
I'll give
going-
an example. So, like hunting socks, the merino wool socks, they're like $50 a pair.
oh, it's God.
It's like if someone gets me
they
those, I'm
heated?
all for it.
No.
No. Have
No.
you seen those heated socks at Costco?
Yeah, never wear those for hunting ever.
Why not?
Never. If you wear hunting, if you go hunting and your feet get wet with those, it's not good.
Okay.
Plus, they're usually wool and not. No, they're cotton and not wool.
Heated apparel is big now too. Like
Yeah,
The
facts.
Mike,
right here.
Mike was the first guy I ever saw with heated. You had that like years ago
Yeah,
with a heated jacket.
my
Yeah.
dad gave me a heated vest.
I'm in the market for one actually for my daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
For what, skiing?
No, when she's riding horses.
Ah, nice.
I'll find out. My brother-in-law Scotty, guest on the show. He coaches hockey, so he's always on the rink. He's always on the ice multiple times a day. So him and his wife, they have heated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, heated jacket. I'll find out what they
Cool.
have.
Thanks, bro.
The big thing is the jackets that deflect the wind, because it's not really the cold that's going to keep you cold. It's the wind
the wind,
with
yeah.
the cold.
Is that, I heard of it, a windbreaker?
No,
Is it a
it's a
windbreaker?
certain Gore-Tex.
Gabe, I feel like you haven't brought up hunting in a long time. You haven't gone in a while, right? Because you
No,
shoulder.
Well, hunting season just started over here, so I do plan on going. I'm off from work the week of November 5th, so I will be getting some. Hopefully, I will be hunting some deer that week.
Bro, are there deer everywhere by us now?
Oh my god!
I've never seen it like this.
I saw one on someone's lawn, like up near their front door.
I'm chasing deer away from my house. They're eating all my hostas and stuff. My daisies.
Yeah, they ate my mom's
They're bad around here, man. Bad.
Real.
You should just jump out and stab one right in the fucking
turkey
chest.
too, Gabe. You got to see the turkeys just
Yeah.
walking down the road, bro.
They're like packs of deer, like at least 8 deep, right?
Yeah.
At
I've
least.
never
I can't
seen.
believe
it
you
this
can't
bad.
hunt them.
You can with a bow. You can do a bow and arrow.
You can?
No, I don't think.
Well, you can't pull your car off to the side of the road and shoot it, but there are
Why
designated
not?
areas. To
Yeah, I was
hunt.
gonna say designated. We can't do it. We can't be in our freaking driveway.
No,
How about your backyard? No.
no.
I don't think so.
Well, usually it's a frowned upon if you shoot a gun within city limits. Anywhere.
Not gun, bow and
No, yeah,
arrow.
Mike's saying boat. Yeah, we're not shooting a gun.
Oh.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. They don't. I don't think they allow hunting with a rifle on Long Island, right? For a deer. I think it's all strictly bow and arrow. I don't know the
No,
rules,
no.
but
I've
that's
never
the way I
gone hunting in
understood.
my life.
I think you could hunt with a rifle.
Can you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
On Long Island.
Yeah,
Because I always know upstate people go with the rifles, but Long Island is usually, I don't know.
I
Guys-
could be wrong, but
What about
I thought you
shotgun?
could. I'm not sure.
Have you
I
ever?
thought-
Have you ever gone hunting?
No, my dad was an avid hunter, but I never.
Let's do a trip because I never did it.
I don't think I could shoot a
Nah,
fucking deer.
yeah, I don't want no part of it.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you what. I'll shoot it.
I
You
like to
guys
eat
can-
it.
You guys can clean it, and I'll shoot one for you. I love shooting the motherfuckers. I love killing shit.
You? I find that hard to believe.
I
I
like to
love
eat venison.
murdering things is fun.
Oh boy.
That's
They're gonna
why,
be using this at his trial.
that's why his wife's so worried about him in the shower. Murdering that thing.
Double,
All
double.
right, guys, we got a very big nostalgic event coming up in a few days. Okay, I say it's a big event and nostalgic for us because we're all, just because of our ages and stuff. But we got another Tyson fight, guys.
I
We have a
know.
Tyson fight that's coming up in our Joey sign on the sheet. On our
They just did a double take.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck is that?
another Tyson fight for us to watch in our lifetime. It's probably probably safe to say it's going to be the last one, but you never know. You never know.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is in incredible shape right now. It's 60? How old is he? 60?
58.
58.
58.
Yeah.
Okay. Friday night on Netflix. I think Joey, you and I seem to be in agreement. You know what I mean? Mike, I think you're a little on the fence that we think he's going to fucking kill this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just from his last exhibition fight, I guess, with Roy Jones. It didn't. You had it at your house.
Yeah,
bro.
That was a money grab fight.
Yeah, it was the biggest bullshit in my waste of time. And
There were also two
I kinda
respected
feel like
fighters
that's what
that
we're leading
respected
up
each
to-
other.
to tonight. To Friday night, but
No headgear, 14-ounce gloves. I mean, this is a real fight.
Yeah, and I mean, look, this kid. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's
he's a real boxer.
Yeah, he looks like he's for real.
He's been fighting guys for real. I don't know.
I would say he's got to stay away from that reach.
I just saw a video of Mike sparring against a heavy bag work. Dude,
Did you see in videos of them
He's
like
still got it,
nose to
man.
nose?
Yeah, I saw that.
And they're ready to kiss.
Yeah, what's that about?
This is what I'm talking about. And you can expect a real fight.
what do you mean nose to nose?
Well, there's difference between the fight and the promotion for the fight.
Oh,
MMA
but
does
you
the
can-
same thing.
Mike Tyson used to be
every,
angry.
Yeah, but every
and-
fighter does that now to
No,
promote their
Joe.
fight.
They were like
Hey, it was a little. Yeah, I know you're talking.
Like it was
I see what you're
weird?
saying. Yeah, it was a little like just out of character for Mike Tyson. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was like a set up acting thing. There's no way he's angry enough to fight this kid Friday night. That's all I'm saying.
My thing is he's got a killer instinct that this kid knows nothing about.
I think it's fucking quick work too. I think it's 2 rounds maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be quick, but I definitely think Mike's
His
gonna come
chin
out, though.
his chin has not been tested. He's been fighting guys that have. I mean, it's obvious some of these fights that he's had were dives,
Mhm.
and they were fixed.
Oh, you think so?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
When an experienced fighter lets his hand drop for an overright, I mean, come on.
By the way,
An experienced fighter just didn't keep his hand down like
how
that.
are fucking these YouTubers making this kind of money? This fucking guy is worth like $150 million. They said.
We're doing something wrong. A year in.
100.
Remember, like, share, and subscribe. You can find our podcast anywhere you find it. Your favorite podcast.
150 mil, dude. You imagine having that kind of scratch?
I mean, he's had a lot of fights though, right? He's making money off these fights.
He was very wealthy before his first fight.
But him and his brother's a WWE wrestler and
they-
shit.
they got the drink
Yeah.
prime and stuff.
Did they take that off the shelves?
No.
They're supposed to.
Yeah, there's,
there's
something
some
wrong
kind of
with that.
chemical in that shit that's fucking people up.
Really?
You didn't hear about
I
that?
think it was too much caffeine. That's what it was.
Checking Joey shelves right now.
No, there's no caffeine in them. Well, there's 2 versions of the prime. There's an energy drink which has it, and then there's the electrolyte drink. The thirst.
Anyway, I'm excited. Right? It's gonna feel like old times.
Yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
I got to watch the series that Gabe mentioned, the 3-episode series.
Yeah.
Are you having a fight at your house?
This talks about it to be
Determined.
determined.
What time is the fight?
Probably be late.
Yeah,
8 o'clock your time.
They have an undercard.
I saw it was 8, but they're not coming on at 8, right?
Normally,
Well, not
they
there.
do like
No,
11
there's
o'clock.
undercards. So, the
Yeah.
undercards start at 8. So
What?
they'll
It's in
probably be
Vegas,
on later. Texas, I think.
Texas.
Was it the Roy Jones fight where they were like all hanging out, Snoop Dogg, they're smoking weed
Yeah.
and shit? Like,
Mike Tyson
Dude,
said he was high after that
dude,
fight.
it was such a fucking like that was the weirdest boxing match I've ever fucking stood up.
That was an
You know what
exhibition
though?
fight.
But dude, that was Mike Tyson, and they got my $75.
Yeah, no,
You
they,
know what I mean?
I don't know.
So now it's on Netflix. It's included in your subscription.
I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So if the question is, are you excited? Me personally, I'm like, I'm gonna watch. I'm tuned in, but I'm not excited.
So if I have it at my house, you gonna come?
Yeah, but I'll be ready for a letdown.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, who do you want Mike Tyson to win?
I would love to see that, but
They showed a side by side of him.
I would love to see 2 guys go in there and brawl. I don't think we're gonna see that.
His physique, his body type looks like it did fucking 30 years ago.
I think he looks bigger now
Yeah.
than he was when he was
Yeah.
like in his 20s. I think he's got more muscle.
Listen, God
Hey,
bless him. We'll see what
Doesn't
happens.
he sells weed, right? Doesn't he have like a cannabis farm or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah, in Vegas.
That is the Mike Tyson weed vape.
Oh, look at
Yeah, but
that.
is that his product?
Yeah, look.
No, I know. I got one of them actually from you.
It's the Tyson. Yeah,
You smoke weed?
this is the weed one. He has the nicotine one, and
Does that knock you out, Mike?
yeah. I'm a little dazed and confused.
All right, guys. That's all we got right now until we get into we're about get into Gabe's Brew Crew fan.
I got one more thing though.
Oh, good. That's what I was gonna say. Do we have anything else?
Yeah. So very simple, and this is legit because I don't know the answer. But when we were kids, we would watch Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Yeah.
And they drop off their liquor, and then all of a sudden, like Innis and fucking Roscoe would start chasing them, right? And what was their thing? They wanted to get to the county border.
Yeah. They had to get the line.
Right. So my thing is, if I'm like cruising, coming home from the city, and I'm like on exit, let's say 46 or something like that, and that
just so you know, from age probably like 5 to 6, I don't think I opened the car door once. I always jumped in through the window. All right, that's what I'll let you know. But good.
So I'm cruising, a Nassau County cop, I see him pull out. Can he follow me over to Suffolk County?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
That's legit?
That's his jurisdiction. His jurisdiction is Nassau County.
They can pass you off to that other county though.
Huh?
So what they do is they'll say that I'm approaching, whatever county. I have a suspect that's coming into this county. We're passing it off to you.
Oh,
that county will pick
Yes.
up the chase,
Yes.
and then extradite you back to the original county.
I was just going to say that. Suffolk County Sheriff's Office, like the deputies that you see on the road, they're the only ones that can go
in between
all of Suffolk County. They can't go to Nassau County. I'm saying they have jurisdiction all of Suffolk. So when you get to like Riverhead and stuff, they have Riverhead police, like West Hampton police. Like they have these towns, they have their own police. Like Suffolk County doesn't
acknowledge them.
They don't. Just think about it. Like if you're ever out east, do you ever see a Suffolk County cop?
No. So my point is, they literally have border lines that they cannot cross.
Yes, but like Gabe said, they're all working
on
together.
A speeder, how can a Suffolk County cop going to give me a speeding ticket for something I did in Nassau? You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's a good question. You may be able to fight it in court and stuff. I don't know, but
it's not that they'll give you the speeding ticket; it's they'll extradite you to the original county. If you're running from them, yes.
Did this happen, Mike? Did you outrun the police today?
No, but you know what I'm saying.
Is that why you keep looking behind you?
Sometimes you'll be speeding, right, and you see that cop pull out, and then you're like, "Fuck that! You want to get me? You gotta get me to,
Dude, don't tell me you do that. You don't do that, do you?
Yeah. What? You don't do that?
No, bro.
What?
I'm not getting it. But I'm saying, like,
I'm gonna make him work for his money. Yeah.
You will try to fucking outrun the cop?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What do you mean?
All right, no.
Lose him in traffic. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Do you remember a few weeks ago we were talking about the whole Tyreek Hill situation, right?
Yeah.
This guy, like his take on that, right?
Yep, I remember.
I'm talking about the guy sitting on the side of the highway. I see him throw his lights on, start moving.
You're not pulling over.
Hell, I'm out.
Oh boy. All right.
Stupid. I want to talk about vaginas.
All right, you guys got anything else before we get to Gabe's Brew Crew fantasy recap?
That's it.
No?
I'm a little bummed about my fantasy recap. But
Yeah, Joey.
Me too, bro.
It's called a clean sweep.
I had the worst week, points wise, and I still lost by 4 points.
Wow.
Only 4 points.
Hmm.
Yeah, Gabe, hit it.
Beers Weekly Update. Now we play fantasy football, dude.
So it all comes down to this.
Fantasy football stats?
You ravaged my fantasy football team.
He came up 1 yard short.
He's a fantasy football genius, okay?
You ruined my fantasy football team this week.
Let's recap.
All right, week 10. We're almost ready for the playoffs. Week 10's high score and perfect lineup goes to me this week, AJ Hawktula. My team beat Alex's team, which is now named Lamar equals him, whatever the fuck that means. The final score was 155.28 to 123.3. Huge point production from Jamar Chase this week with 55.4 points.
he went off.
So you had Chase on your team?
Yeah, he went crazy. I love that point production.
Yeah.
Also, another big game for Lamar Jackson, but his support amongst Alex's other starters is just not panning out for him. This is the second win I've had against Alex this season, and I think I could start claiming him as a dependent. Alex, who's your daddy? Pito's top team had a very easy victory this week against my cousin Vinny, 137.06 to 54.74.
What?
I mean, is Vinny even
No, really? 54?
setting his lineup?
I don't know, but that's crazy. Another low score for Vinny and another loss. Pito's top team had a perfect lineup and is getting great consistency from Bijan Robinson and Alvin Kamara. So he's set up really nice for the playoffs coming up.
Son of a bitch.
Mike's takeaway win this week. Mike's win this week against Joe was 132.64 to 101.4. Shubba Hubbard and Kyler Murray are paving the way for Mike and getting some solid points for him. Mediocre play right now from Josh Allen and has been the downfall for Joe this season, it seems.
That's right.
Plus, starting the Giants D this week seems questionable, even though they did play Carolina. Joe, do you have an explanation?
Well, you just said it. They were playing Carolina, so I left it in there.
You went for the low hanging fruit.
Yes, and it backfired.
And like you and Alex, that was a clean sweep for the season for Joe. I took him out twice already.
Josh Allen though has been subpar, man. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start Brock Purdy the rest of the way.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Brock Purdy had what, 20-something points,
Yeah.
right?
I got 8 points for my quarterback.
Who's your quarterback?
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, well, he had a tough matchup against the Steelers.
That was a tough one. The battle of the Rodriguez household this week saw some vindication as A-Rod's 84 beat Tamisha's team 121.22 to 83.1.
Oh, wow.
Another start for Anthony Richardson at QB for Tamisha. This seems like a lame duck season for her, and with no moves taking place either, it really just seems like it's a lame duck season at this point. Joe Burrow came out to play for A-Rod's 84 and put up a nice 33.72 points. So if anyone, I think, needs some players, reach out to Tamisha. She might be willing to trade. Who knows? Airing Out My Balls takes down Foo Philly 21 this week, 91.5 to 89.18.
Adrian lost, huh?
Yeah. Adrian's team got hammered twice this week with the loss. And also, since he had the low point production, it was pretty abysmal. He is now down in the weekly rankings. With a decent squad and bad timing, I can see Airing Out My Balls being the team to knock out some other teams from the playoffs this season. So watch out for him. With week 4, with 4 weeks left in the season, Pito's top team has the number 1 spot. Right now, I'm at number 2, and there's a 3-way tie for third with Joe getting the 3rd spot by virtue of the tiebreaker, followed by Adrian and Mike.
Wait, man, how does he get a tiebreaker when I beat him twice in the season?
He beat me.
Points.
And I beat you.
Points 4.
But I beat him twice.
Points 4.
Okay.
Points 4 is the tiebreaker.
All right.
So week 11's matchups are going to be a little spicy for Mike and Adrian, I think. Mike is playing A-Rod's 84, who I just mentioned, can have really strong weeks. Excuse me. Adrian is playing Pito's top team, which is the number 1 team in the league. So it's going to be an uphill battle for Adrian. Joe goes up against my cousin Vinny, who has a favorable matchup.
Easy dubs.
So we'll see who can secure the 3rd.
Vinny put up 54
spot.
points this week.
Did he delete the app on accident?
He's been
You're talking about Tamisha.
he's eliminated.
He's underneath Tamisha.
That is your week 10 fantasy recap.
Dude,
All right, nice
very
job.
good, Gabe.
Nice job.
Thank you. I just worry about Tamisha. All right, I just want to know if she's okay.
Yeah,
That's all.
in the other league, she's beasting. I don't understand, but hey, listen, easy money.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I got Pito this week.
And Gabe needs Alex's social security number so you could claim him.
My cousin Vinny. I hope I beat you this week, but I hope you score at least 50.
All right, that's that, guys. How do we wrap things up? Brew Crew. Brew
Welcome.
Crew email.
You've
Mike, what's
got
our
mail.
email?
It is brewcrew@beersandbs.com.
And
You can find us anywhere you find your favorite podcast. We like you to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, and tell your friends and neighbors about the show.
that's what the and was for. But thank you, Joseph. All right. Seriously, guys. We appreciate we appreciate you guys listening, and we appreciate the emails. But we're trying to we're trying to take this thing to the next level. So like, okay, subscribe. What's the last thing, Joe?
And share.
and share. Okay. Tell a friend, tell your parents. If you don't have a friend, go out and meet somebody. Okay. All right.
Sunny and share.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. We're having fun, guys. Right? 3 friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Getting some things off our chest.
Episode
having
what?
a few beers.
40,
It's episode 48.
48.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm not your friends now?
What's that?
You said 3
I'm not your
friends.
friends now?
Oh, no. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of, we pay you, Gabe. So, I mean, if you want to just put it out there, we pay you. All right.
I like you, Gabe.
Yeah,
I'm like
Gabe,
Adrian.
Yeah, Gabe, you are a friend. Okay. That we pay. All right. So Brew Crew email. All right, guys, sake of time. We got one email, and that is from Barbara from Mastic.
Bob's the best.
Good old Barbara from Mastic. And she asked, I feel like this is geared really for Joey. Joey's just reading it for the first time right now. What futuristic invention do you wish existed right now? And let's start with Mike.
Oh, curveball. Yeah, listen. Right now, what is the beam me up, Scotty?
Oh,
yeah, you shouldn't let me go first. I like the teletransport. You know what I mean?
Right? Dude, how awesome would that be?
Oh,
And I swear, because I was thinking of you, it's 2 things that I was thinking about.
No, the other thing would be flying cars, right?
That son of a bitch.
That was mine, bro.
Because I'm thinking of you. I swear to God, because I'm like, Mike sits in traffic. You know what I mean? And anytime I'm in traffic, you're the first person I think of. I'm like, how the fuck does this guy do it every day?
But I think you said you were going to say that's human nature. Like we just want to be so much faster than we could.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
I mean?
Dude,
instant gratification.
I hate going down Station Road these days.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God, Station Road gets backed
It's
up.
terrible.
By me?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone all the way down by me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you wait that light 3 times.
Joey's shop is across the street from me.
Oh yeah, you wait 3 times for that fucking light.
Yeah, it's like, why all of a sudden? Why? I feel like this traffic has picked up so much in the past couple of years.
What'd you say?
Those condos that they built.
Oh, maybe.
Alexin, whatever it's called.
Yeah, man, that would be so nice to just beam somewhere.
You're a smart motherfucker.
Just be teleported, right? It's like, listen, you guys want crab cakes from Maryland?
Bing.
And we just go.
That'd be so nice.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Yeah. Damn it. All right. So that's Mike's. Flying cars is my other one.
That was my other one.
Yeah.
Well, that was my only one. Is it my go?
Yeah. I'm saying let's.
But it's a group. That's what I said. Like everybody. That's what really. That's what we all wish.
Jetsons, bro.
Yeah.
Space.
Other than flying cars and teleporting, I think I don't know. X-ray vision would be kind of cool. That's more of a superpower, though. That doesn't pertain.
Well, they maybe put on a pair of glasses or something, right?
Yeah.
X-ray vision glasses. Me, I think like when you brought up the Jetsons, I was just thinking like, remember they used to push a button and the food would come out and it'd be all ready? Something like that.
Back to the Future had that too, right?
Did they have that?
Remember he put the pizza, the tiny little thing, and it came out with like pizza?
Yeah. But okay. So yeah, something like that.
You know what they have?
Yeah, but that was dehydrated.
Okay.
They have a fucking machine that folds clothes.
A machine?
Yeah. It's part of the dryer. I saw this on TV. The dryer has like a little extra cabinet on top of it. It's a front load, and there's arms that come out. You know how you put shit on top of the dryer when you take it out?
Yeah.
You dump a few items at a time, and these hands come out and fold it.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's fucking real, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's
freaky.
That's something you would get.
I mean,
it makes life easy, right?
That would be fucking unbelievable, bro. Then you're putting folded clothes into the hamper and walking upstairs with it.
Yeah,
ready to put away.
I guess.
So if they perfect that, you wouldn't buy that.
I think if they perfect it, I don't know. I'm just like arms coming out. I don't know. That seems like that's gonna break any,
Yeah.
every time. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It looks pretty cool. I'll try to find a video and send
Yeah, that'd be that. I think I just need to see it.
Yeah.
I'm bad at.
Have you seen videos of these robots doing things like
robots,
sheetrock or
robots are the next big thing.
It's sick, right? I mean, I can't tell if they're like real or
Do you see what's guarding Mar-a-Lago?
I was just gonna say that I did see on social media. It was like little dogs.
The robot dogs.
No way.
Yeah, they're walking the perimeter of Mar-a-Lago.
Did you guys watch Black Mirror on Netflix?
No.
Have you guys ever seen it?
No.
Oh, dude, that's a great show. Black Mirror. Never?
I think I might have seen 1 or 2 episodes.
Science fiction? Or?
Yeah.
Each episode is a different story, right?
Completely different
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Completely
I saw one
different
with,
story.
like, an egg or something like that. Like maybe his consciousness.
So like the Twilight Zone, like a
Yeah,
Very much so.
Yes,
Okay.
Very much like the Twilight Zone. But the last season was probably a couple years ago now. That was like an episode where they created these dogs and they were taking over.
Ooh.
And they have like, they're equipped with weapons and stuff like that. And humans were in hiding from these robots. But that's what that reminded me of, seeing that.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
But Apple's working on a home robot, to like a personal assistant.
Who said that? You said that, right? Something like 30 grand or something?
No, Elon Musk came out with one.
Yeah, he has one, and Sony's working on one too. They say that in the next 5 years, that's going to be the next innovation.
Wait.
Yeah.
5 years?
Yeah, they're close.
Jesus.
30 grand is not that bad. Like, think about it. Do all your household chores.
Like I said,
Put the groceries
does
away.
it have a penis or a vagina?
At 35 grand.
Imagine bringing all the groceries in and you put them down, and this fucking robot walks in and puts it away for you, just how you like it.
Yeah, that's called my son. Gabe, what about you, bud?
Well, you guys seem to already took in the good ones, but there's one that we kind of left off, and it's also not too far out in the future. Neuralink, just having that chip in your brain.
No, that's
being
Elon
able
too,
to,
right?
like, yeah.
Did you see? All right. So this past weekend, right? Joey and his family went into the city to Bryant Park, right? And they were hanging out. I happened to be there as well with my wife, and we ran into each other. So we were saying before that, small world, just 55 miles away, New York City, and we're at the same place at the same time. I saw a guy wearing that
wearable,
that thing that you brought up. You brought it up last season, like last year.
Yeah. The rabbit, I think
What's
it's
it
called
called?
something.
I don't know. I forgot, but he had it on his shirt. It almost looked like a button, but it was like square.
Yeah.
And he had that on. I was like, oh, that's the first time I ever saw anybody
Oh,
wearing it.
really? I haven't seen anybody wear it other than the internet.
That was the thing that Joey was saying, that
It's like a personal assistant. Like, it's like a Hey Siri device. You could just talk to it. Hey Siri, what was that last email I got? And it'll read your emails and shit like that. It's but it's a wearable.
You know what would make a lot of money? An invention that would tell you what your wife wants to have for dinner.
You ain't kidding. That's the $1 million question right there.
Well, I mean,
whatever you want, whatever you feel like.
I'm terrible at that. That's what I always say.
And the same device would tell you what's wrong. Like, you always she's got the sour puss face. What's wrong? Nothing. No, really, what's wrong? Nothing.
Gabe, just know it's always you. Okay, it's always you. That thing really didn't take off though, did it? That wearable?
Nah,
no,
not like they thought. I don't think.
No.
Well, if it's like Siri, you have Siri on your phone. You know what I mean? Kind of like.
Yeah, and Samsung has a Ring now too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what, you can communicate with it?
I don't know. I know you could pay for shit with it. Like, you tap to pay. You could do that with this Ring.
Takes your vitals.
Yeah, it takes your vitals.
Oh, I think I've seen something. What's it called? Is it a
Ring.
name? Is this thing you sleep with? It tracks all your sleeping and stuff. That
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard.
I don't know what it's called though.
Smart Ring or something.
Gabe, that's not. You're not into that.
I have a watch. I'm not really into jewelry, anyways. It's called the Galaxy Ring.
It doesn't want the establishment tracking on the shit.
Do you wear the watch?
Yeah.
I need a new watch. Anyway, all right. What futuristic invention do you wish existed right now? I think
you should get the new Apple Watch Ultra in
Yeah.
black. Have you seen it?
No.
Sort of commercial for it.
Sick.
Oh, speaking of, I just ordered a new tablet. This tablet that I've had is 6 years old. Samsung came out with the new tablet. I just ordered it. It'll be here tomorrow.
Nice. I just got a new tablet.
Good luck. Another one?
A tablet?
Yeah, I got a new one.
What happened to the other one?
It wasn't working that good.
No?
It was old.
No, you got a new one, remember?
No, that was old. I got a new older model.
Ah, okay.
I just got the new M4 iPad Pro.
Good for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You don't have, do you have, we'll talk after. Anyway, what futurist invention do you wish existed right now? Those are them. I think it's funny. We all agree.
Send you that word that when you have compulsive shopping.
No.
All right, we have to get to the bottom of that.
Guys, got anything else?
No.
No. All right. Barbara, thank you.
Thanks, Barbara.
Thank you for the email. And guys, that's our podcast tonight. All right.
Nicely done, boys.
Yeah.
Episode 48 in the books.
Thanks for listening, and remember to like, share, subscribe. We appreciate it.
We can't play too much of this Swift song, which we might get the fucking axe. So enjoy it while it lasts.
Gabe, thanks, buddy.
No
Get
problem.
home safe.
Later, Gabe.
You are my friend.
Thank you.